G'day, how you going? There's been a lot of discussion of late given the current circumstances around discounting. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to quickly give you a bit of an understanding of the effect that discounting has in your business if you decide to discount. Now, there's a few reasons why you would discount in your business. And there was a bit of a discussion, in fact, in one of the groups I was in on a page about discounting, and people saying, should you discount, shouldn't you discount given the current circumstances? And everyone's got a different opinion. I'll just maybe move you in a bit closer. Here we go, so you can see what I'm about to write up here. Here we go. So 3 reasons why you would discount right now, and then I'll explain what the effect of the discounting is on your cash flow, or not so much on your cash flow, but on your profitability long term, just so you understand from a business point of view. So one of the reasons that you would definitely discount right now is for cash flow. So given the current circumstances, the drop in sales, there's definitely been a decline in sales. There's no doubt about that. And if you wanted to increase the amount of cash in your bank right now, that discounting products or services to be able to get cash in might be a way for you to do that quickly, okay? And so I've seen this happening. I've seen retail stores where they've done big mega sales on all of their stock at cost price. And that's okay, I think, if it is purely just to fill the bank up with money, which is, because if you think about it like this, you've got assets, and liquid assets are things that can be readily turned into cash. So a lot of people really would discourage this, but right now, if you've got products that aren't selling because of the COVID-19 situation, those products are useless to you sitting in a storeroom or on a shelf. So if you can turn those back into cash, which is what they were before they were products, so you could use that cash to pay your bills, then I'm okay with that. That's one of the reasons why you might do it. Okay, the second reason you might discount is to move old stock. Okay, so if you've got stuff that is now out of season or is not relevant anymore and you want to get rid of that stock, so you might discount it to get rid of it. That's the second reason why you might think about discounting, is to move stock. And the third reason is as a marketing lead generation strategy, okay, for lead generation. Now, you may have heard of the term before, loss leader. So if you could sell something at a lower price just to get people in, so then you can sell them other products or services. Now, there's a bit of a danger with that, because you ask yourself the question that if you're going to market your product or service at a deeply discounted price, what type of customer are you going to attract? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. And so you have to decide whether or not you want that customer long term or not, or if that customer is going to be able to be converted into something else. But discounting can definitely attract customers. I prefer, from a lead generation point of view, not to discount, but to add value instead. Okay, so that's a whole nother video, but that's what I prefer as a strategy. But they're the 3 reasons why I think you might discount. Now let's have a look at what discounting does to your margins, because I think it's important to understand that. I'll do it over here where you can see it. Oh, just dropped my pen. So what happens in a business, every business is geared to make money. So this is my bar graph here. And we're going to put, this is dollars. Okay, this is on this left-hand side. This is how much money we're charging for our product or service or whatever. So let's just put it, this chart here is dollars. Let's say that I sell something for $100. Okay, pretty straightforward. If I sell that product for $100 and it cost me, let's say it cost me $80 to buy it, that means I'm making $20 profit when I sell it. Okay, pretty straightforward. That's the maths on that. Now, if I decide to discount that product to sell it, and I do a 10% discount, and this is the thing that you really need to work out, and every product is different because margins are different, but you need to work this out. If I decide to discount that by 10%, and as long as it still costs me $80, if I do a 10% discount, so let's put that there, 10% discount. I'm now selling it for $90. My profit has now reduced down to $10. Okay. Now that's actually a 50% reduction in my profit. Now I need to sell twice as many, okay? Twice as many, just to make the same amount of profit. And this is why discounting is really, really something that you need to carefully consider if you're going to do it. Because for you to the likelihood of doubling your sales is by that discount may be there, may not be there. That's something only you can work out depending on your marketplace and the people that buy it. But if you're not going to increase your sales by double, if you're looking at a way to increase the profitability in your business, then you're better off not doing it. So I have another thing that I want to show you that I think is really cool, which is what if you put your price up by 10%? What would happen? And this is something that I always encourage people to do, is think about how do they increase their price. So instead now we're charging $110 for the product. We've done a 10% increase. It's still costing us $80 to buy that product or provide that service. We're now making $30 profit. Okay, so we started at 20, we discounted it, went to 10, we had to double our sales to make the same amount of profit. We're now making $30 profit. It's getting a bit messy in there, isn't it? Anyway, trying to make it clear and I'm making it messy. Okay, so we've got $30 profit in there. So how many customers can I afford to lose and still retain the same amount of profit as when I was at $100? The answer is a third. Okay, so I can drop 1/3 or 33%. I can have a 33% decrease in sales and still make the same amount of profit. Now you do the maths and you'll see, but I can have a third less in sales and still make the same amount of money. And so it's understanding these numbers that will really help you make a decision about whether or not you should or shouldn't be discounting something. Now to put the price up, you might have to add value. That's something that you might have to do, and that value might mean that you change the cost of delivering that product. So your 80 might become 85 or something. And that's what I was talking about before. Rather than, for a lead generation strategy, rather than discounting, I like to add value. So let's say you put your price up to 110, but you added value of something that was worth, let's say something that was worth $20, but it only cost you $5, okay? So the perceived value to the customer was $20, but your hard cost was $5. Well, you're still better off because now this would cost you $85 to deliver and you'd be making $25 profit. Okay, or maybe you could even increase your profit by the $5 that it cost you, so your sell price, and you can still make the same amount of money. Now, what I suggest you do in your business is you need to work out what your margins are. So have a look at draw this graph out on a bit of paper for yourself, and work out what your margin is. Work out what happens if you do a discount of 10%, 15%, 20%. Work out what happens if you put your prices up, how many you need to lose. Okay, and once you've done that, that'll really help you make a decision as to whether or not right now you should be doing any kind of discounting. Now, as I said before, this is unprecedented times. If you need to generate cash to pay bills, I wouldn't have any hesitation in liquefying my stock if I had stock that I had sitting there that wasn't selling because people weren't buying at the moment, or people had lost confidence. Which is what's happened. I wouldn't have any problems discounting that stock just to get rid of it if I knew that I was going to easily just bring cash into the business that I could then use to pay bills. And that would only be that if I was struggling to pay bills, like my rent, my lease payments, my wages, for example. I wouldn't do it any other reason. But that's the only reason why you do it. If you've got old stock and you can move that on first, and do that first, get rid of that. And then if you're looking for ways to generate leads right now, from a marketing point of view, then that'll help you understand what to do there. Alrighty, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments below if you've enjoyed this video, as I'm going to keep bringing these to you and helping you understand a little bit more how to make sure that you're getting the best out of your business and making the most amount of money, because that's what you're in business for, is to make money. And a lot of people, they shy away from some of this numbers stuff, but it's actually pretty simple when you sort of dive into it and have a bit of a look. So hopefully that's helped you. If you've got any questions, leave it down below. If you want any help working out any of this sort of strategy in your business, then you can contact us through the Messenger app. We're pretty responsive here on Facebook. Just send us a message and I'll get one of my team to have a chat with you about your business and where you're at and see if we can help you. All right, take care.